responsible federal budget. Now, we don't know exactly how many employees could be fired if the OMB follows through. The OMB says the layoffs won't apply to agencies and programs.
Washington, where the White House is threatening mass firing should a government shutdown take place. Our Emily Wilkins is in D.C. with more on what we know. Hey, Emily.
Hey, Carl. Well, yeah, we learned now that the White House is going ahead and raising the stakes for Senate Democrats. They're debating whether to back a short-term stopgap or not. So last night, Office of Management and Budget sent out a memo to agencies saying that they should consider firing employees who would otherwise have merely been temporarily furloughed in a shutdown. Now, the last time there was a full government shutdown back in 2013, about 850,000 employees were furloughed. That's according to Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. Now, we don't know exactly how many employees could be fired if the OMB follows through. The OMB says the layoffs won't apply to agencies and programs that are in line with the president's priorities. So probably ICE, military, those things might not experience any of these firings. What the memo does make clear is that no mass layoffs will take place so long as Democrats vote to keep the government open. In the memo, the OMB says that they remain hopeful that Democrats in Congress will not trigger a shutdown and the steps outlined above will not be necessary, really placing the ball in their court. But Senate Democrats are still holding firm. House Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, he remains unswayed. In a statement last night, he called the move an attempt at intimidation and added that these unnecessary firings will either be overturned in court or the administration will end up hiring the workers back. Now, we have seen some back and forth here. Just yesterday, the federal government asked about hundreds of federal employees who previously lost their jobs due to DOGE cuts to come back. That's according to NBC. But in the meantime, the Supreme Court is clearing the way for Trump to continue major federal layoffs. Senators will return to D.C. on Monday. They are expected then to vote on a stopgap that will continue to fund the government until November 21st. But of course, it does not have some of those health care items that Democrats are asking for. And it's unclear if Republicans need at least 7 Democrats to go with them. Guys, it's just not clear they have the votes at this point.
Right. Emily, you got a good read as to whether or not we would get CPI and a jobs number if this were to happen?
I mean, Carl, if this shutdown were to occur and it would go, let's say it starts on Wednesday, it goes into Friday, we would not have jobs numbers on October 3rd. The data would still be there. And once we got out of a shutdown, we could likely get that data within a few days. But really, if this goes into a couple weeks, it's actually going to start impacting the ability for BLS and other agencies to gather some of this information on CPI, PPI. And that could mean that the quality of information that we're getting for the month of October is just not as strong as it normally is. And of course, that could wind up being a concern given all the uncertainty right now we've seen with job numbers and price numbers.
Emily, appreciate that. As once again, we've been through this kind of countdown before. Emily Wilkins in Washington today.
With custom samples from Sticker Mill, you can see and feel exactly how your designs will look in real life before placing